guys, Marty Schwartz here with Marty Music. Gonna break down some funk rhythm ideas right now. I'm gonna just keep it in one key, one chord, D, as in tenacious. No, but we're gonna do a D7, but instead of that meaning this, we're gonna take the idea of D7 and turn it into rhythm concepts. If you haven't yet, I appreciate you subscribing here to the Marty Music YouTube channel. And then also I've got links below that will really help you out on your guitar journey. So check that out. And also thank you for that extra support. Okay, so let's talk about a D dominant. What that actually means is it can mean a D7 chord. And actually what a D7 chord is the notes of a D major, which is D, A, and F sharp. But we also have the flat 7 in there. And so that's a whole step below the root. So a C note added to a D major chord. We're then left with what's called a D7 chord. But there's other colors. Once you have the D7, there's other colors that you can add on top of it. The 9 and the 13, as well as what's called the 11. But you're starting with a D7 chord. Check this out. We're just talking about D7. So this open shape can even be moved around. All the concepts I'm going to show you are the same for any other dominant chord. We're just starting with D as our root. So check this out, a D7 chord right here. I've been using this one a lot more lately. Maybe I didn't use it before because it seemed like a beginner chord, because you have a C chord, and then you add that flat 7 to it, which is a B flat for C7. That's a C7. If I move it up a whole step, it's now D7. So you have this D7, and then you have this D7. And I can find it by the root is a D note on the 5th fret A string right there. And so it's, that's 5, 4, 5 with my pinky, and then 3 on the B string. And that's just a root, a D note. So just with those two, honestly, beginner chords, you know, let's say I don't have a bass, I don't have an octave thing here, but if you had a bass line going, you know. So instead of just going, what you can do, so now you have movement going, but it's still just one chord. So the other one that I would then add to that, and these are all can be played together in a rhythm. The other one would be just, so that's D7, but the other one would be D9. And so what I do now is, this is the classic James Brown chord. Middle finger is going to go to that root instead of my ring finger. Index there, ring there now. But then I just flatten out the ring finger, and it takes a little work if you've never done that before, but now you have what's called D9. Because this note is the 9. And watch, I'll show you why that's called 9. That note right there, I'll go up the scale that the chord is derived from. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, but we're covering all 3 of those right there. And listen, there's great sound movement between that 9 chord and that 7 chord shape. So then within that voicing, you can add your pinky up a whole step from there. And that's the 13. And yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And that's the James Brown thing as well. Okay, so that is just a great little thing that you can do. And what's even more exciting is that it is the exact same for any chord. So if I'm doing that, which is a D, you know, I'm doing it all by finding that root note on the 5th fret of the A string. So let's just pretend that we go to the 4 chord, which would be G7. We do the exact same concept where the root's on the 10th fret A string. Back to the 1 chord. And they can be in any order of this, you know. 5 chords up here. And so also with all these chords, you know, we're not playing that low E string. And on this voicing, I'm just letting my index kind of mute that high E string. But basically you can take the 9 chord or the 7 chord, form the chord, and then completely mute it. In other words, don't press down on the strings. This is just for, our hands are all shaped differently. With my particular hand and what's comfortable, when I do the more funky rhythm, I double up with my fingers and it's a little more paintbrushy, like that. But when I'm soloing or not playing fast, funky rhythm, I tend to then go to a single grip. But so you can completely mute it, and then you can practice real staccato stabbing down on the chord shape. So that was no stabbing, that was just a right hand rhythm. Now I'm going to try to add some of that. Now the 4. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that lesson. Also, I have some free courses at my website that are very helpful in this regard. You can check that out down in the links below. Also, I appreciate you subscribing here to the channel, and hope to see you again. See you later.